was a young, ingenue-like 29 years old. And much like your friend who's like, yeah, man, I got my dog high once by blowing it in his ear. My friends were like, you know what would be so great? We love her so much. We're so protective of her. We just love her sweet, gentle, petite soul. Let's get her high as fuck. Let's get her high as fuck in the weird apartment off of Powell with the perpetually damp carpet. So it's just that, you know, I'm just happy to be there, like clutching a Solo cup, being like, this is the high school dream of my youth, except I'm closer to 30 than ever. And you know, it's a party. It's one of those great Portland parties where it's just like weird people drifting in and out. They may or may not be calling the cops on you. Someone's like, you know, I have this kombucha, mother. Do you want it? And I'm sitting there just gentle, you know, like doe-eyed, just really feeling things in my body, you know, really enjoying the damp carpet. And this man comes up to me and he just like walks up and he's like, hey. And I'm like, oh, hi. You know, like I'm feeling so good right now. And his girlfriend is standing there and he's like, he's talking to me. And then his girlfriend starts like making noise like, Jeff. And he's like, Jeff. And he's like, hey, Krista, don't worry. She's here to guide us. And like, there's never been a more drop the mic, stone cold sober moment. Like, it's like, no matter how pleasantly high you are in the apartment off of Powell, you just all of a sudden go, what the fuck? And it was, you know, I would like to credit the weed for like it really being this really beautiful, like coming together of awareness, you know, different planes. And I was like, this motherfucker with the weird juggalo beard, wearing a Zoomies hoodie, probably 45 to 55 years old, is thinking that I'm going to somehow be a spiritual guide for him. And again, you know, I've been lucky. I haven't had that too much in my life. People are mostly like, you know what? She just looks like she could dress up as Patton Oswalt one Halloween. It'd be great. She did. It was a different time, high school through mid-20s. But after that, it seemed like I came into contact with a lot of different people. Like that was the cleave. It was like before Jeff and Krista and after Jeff and Krista, where all of a sudden it was like, you know, you'd have like just a real swaggering man of about 65 come up to you and say something to the equivalent of like, I heard if you kiss my dick, gold coins will come out of it. So, I know we're in a small dive bar near Tillamook. Would you like to accomplish your best life? And I'm like, no, you know what, Frank? I'm gonna back away slowly and hope that my friend Subaru starts. You know? I'm gonna fingers crossed that we get out of here, that we get out and we have our cheese samples from the factory safely on the passenger seat. You know, or there are people who are like, I just think it's so great that someone like you, you know, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is that, like, you could just make a lot of money as a prostitute. Like, a lot. Like, I don't know if you have student loans. I mean, were you lucky enough to go to college? Do they let your kind in there? But what I'm saying is, like, I know someone because guess what? I did that. If you couldn't, I mean, I have, and you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, you know what? I didn't know brunch was gonna be this exciting. I don't know if I do feel like I should tip you 25% because you've just given me a new goal that is nothing like the path that I've thought out for myself. But thank you for the speedy mimosa. And the gentle, like, what the fuck, is this my future? Is this my future? Because what I really wanted to do was just be a mom and own a mid-century ranch. Like, that's all that I wanted. So Jeff and Krista were, you know, I would like to thank them for being a guide for me. A guide out of that damp, carpeted Powell apartment and into a world where strangers with lives so much more fucked up than your strange, slight genetic quirk at birth delivers you endless brunch anxiety and new goals for 2017. No, Dad. Thank you so much.